Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to your October, first half of the month, Sun Sign Love Connection readings. And for those that are new, welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate everybody that joins my channel, new and returning. And as a small little intro, what I'd like to explain is I am a long-time, 30-plus year tarot intuitive card reader. And I have studied the compatibility of different zodiac signs for many years, even prior to that. So it's really a part of me. It's what I do. It's my passion. I love it. And it's so incredibly accurate so many times when you really delve into it more and more. So I'd like to share that with all of my viewers. And what I do is I pick a featured sign every day by going around the astrology wheel. And I start with Aquarius, I start with Aries, and I end with Pisces. And today we are on the beautiful air element of Gemini. And that's pretty special in a lot of ways. But what I'm going to say is I'm actually recording these the last week of September. So since the latter part of August, what's happened is we are now officially in the season of Libra. Solar return, all birthdays. Happy birthday, anybody watching today for Libra. And through the 22nd of October, actually. And also, we have officially entered into the autumn equinox, also on the 22nd. And I feel it, I love it. It is, well, predominantly the energies for the Libra season. And there's a few, like with every sign and every season. It is about balance. It is about finding that inner balance, that inner, holistic aspect that makes us feel at peace, which is a very essential part of Libra characteristics. Definitely having to do with relationships of all kinds. My love relationship, my love connections, they cover all types of love, okay? It's romantic, it's family, it's self-love, it's love of expression and ideas and our animals and plants and the world at large. So it's all inclusive, and it's not only just about romance, but of course that's essential in lives, and it definitely is an important thing to a lot of Libras. And so I think that's going to be a key component that a lot of us are feeling, and you too in particular, Gemini, because you are the sister or brother fellow air sign to Libra, as is Aquarius. So there's going to be this more of a feeling, more of a harmonious energy that's pulling you in these certain, energies for the month and through, as I said, the 22nd. Along with that, however, we are in the shadow period. We're about to actually get into the Mercury Retrograde, which is your ruling planet, Gemini. So, and it will be in Libra. The last Gemini, the last retrograde, I believe it was the latter part of June or July. I'm not remembering right now, but it was in your sign. And then prior to that, it was in Aquarius. So it's been all air sign retrogrades this year. And retrograde is about introspection, and really, really sitting and feeling and recognizing and reviewing and renewing, our thoughts, our feelings, our relationships. Do we want to continue? Do we want to stop? That's kind of the impetus that happens a lot of times, and it's a good thing. It's something we really need to do, and I think a lot of times Libras they say Libras have a hard time making decisions, so there's that energy of indecision only until they do make their decision. Trust me, when it's made, it's pretty much final. I mean, they're open and whatnot, but for the most part, they take longer to make a decision because they're looking at all different angles, all different perspectives, okay? They want to be fair, they want to be just, as do you, Gemini. So this is affecting you as well. And I would say everybody in some capacity in relationships. So you might be noticing that, and I would imagine you're resonating with that as I speak, even the latter part of September, because a lot of times the energies from the last part of the month certainly carry into the following month, right? And of course the retrogrades will represent, slowdowns, confusion at times with communication, because it's the planet Mercury, the fastest moving planet, your ruling planet, that's about mind and air signs in general are thinkers, and they want to really focus and be sharp, and you're extremely witty and clever and intelligent, and all you really want to do is continue to grow and learn and share these kind of informational things with other people, like teachers. Many teachers I know are Geminis. You are mutable signs, so you're open to change, and you like to have variety. You like to be here, there, and everywhere. You're kind of an independent sign, but of course in a relationship, you're all in. And so that's kind of a rundown of the characteristic of you, Gemini, in a nutshell, a very general nutshell. But just the fact that you are in a season where you have the air energy. So even with retrograde of Mercury, I still feel like there's going to be a lot of thought, a lot of concentration, a lot of new ideas and intentions to kind of change your present situation one way or another. It could be vast, it could be otherwise. But then I like to pick your highlighted connection, as I always do. This is strictly from Spirit. It happens right in front of you. It's impromptu. It's not planned. It is another energy from another sun sign that is important to you for some reason the first half of October. And you may know this person, or it may be just the energy that you're feeling very strongly, you know, or you're exuding or expressing those energies yourself. Perhaps you have this particular, you know, sun sign as well as being a Gemini in your natal chart. So I always recommend that people look up their chart and get a real depth of who you are, because there's 12 natal planets in every person's chart. So let's find out who your beautiful highlighted connection is. So I will be reading 4 major categories for this highlighted connection, but the reading is also for every one of your connections. So if you're not really resonating with this highlighted connection, could be somebody still coming in. Retrogrades tend to bring people back. I'll be curious to find out, and I'm very nosy, so if you want to share that with me, I would love that, and tell me if what was resonating for you. And then also, of course, I like to say that it's always good to read your moon, your rising / ascendant, and Venus signs too, because you get a full comprehensive understanding of the planets and how they're working with you. And you have Aries, and I'll be darned, I just picked Aries. I don't do 2 in a row. I apologize, but it's just that was the last highlighted, so I like to keep it, you know, as fair as possible, unless it comes up a second time. Let's try it again, beautiful Spirit. What is it you'd like to know for Gemini in this particular highlighted connection, for the highest good of everybody involved? Guess what? It's really basically on Libra. I'm going with it. And this is perfect. I mean, we're in Libra season. That's your fellow air sign. We've just been talking all about that. So coincidentally or not, you are definitely, once again, feeling the energies. You're really working towards a balance. And it could be in your everyday life situations. You know, maybe you want to balance out your work and your relationship with romance, or your family and your work, or your fun and your work, you know, and that's a very, very important thing. I don't think a lot of us, I certainly never did. And it's coming to the forefront. It's really egging you. And like I said, it's an internal feeling. It's really deep, and it's for your highest good, and it needs to be paid attention to. And it definitely has to do with love, because, I mean, Venus is the ruling planet of Libra as well. And that's absolutely about love. The most Venetian, feminine, sensual, you know, planet. Very feminine, whereas air signs like yourself, Gemini and Libra, and Aquarius are known as masculine. You know, above the mind is supposedly masculine. I'm just the, you know, messenger. But so love it, beautiful, harmonious, fun, you know, caring. There's a lot of diplomacy with this type of relationship, or there's the attempt to have that at least. And, you know, just enjoying each other's commonalities, you know, and harmonious aspects of each other that you can really feed off of each other with, no matter what the gender. So I'm going to be reading the 4 major categories that have to do with this particular highlighted connection. And as I said, all of your relationships. I know so many Geminis, you have so many people you know, one way or another. And even if you're not one of the most social ones, you still, I mean, like as a teacher, you'd have how many classes, how many students, and that sort of thing. So you definitely have that part to you. So this is for all of those connections. And I am using this brand new deck, which is finally getting more, you know, as I sit and meditate with it. There are a couple of, you know, the pictures that I wasn't really clear if it was a sword or a wand, and now I'm absolutely much more clear on it, and I'm grateful for that, because the pictures are absolutely beautiful. It is the Hush Tarot, And I love it because it's different than any other deck I've ever received or bought, in the sense that it has different hues, and it's definitely a combination of earth and animal kingdom all together, as well as the spiritual world. And it's that wonderful blend and balance with, I mean, it's always there. So once again, balancing that, which I love. And so, yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. So I always like to mention what decks I'm using. So we'll start with the first category, which is the overall energy bringing you to this reading today, Gemini. And if you didn't have a chance to look at your end of the month for September, please feel free to do so. I would love that. It should be easy to access. And so for you, dear beautiful Geminis, let me put on my spectacles. Ooh, this is a gorgeous deck. You have, I'll be darned, you have the Three of Swords, and you know what? It's reverse, which I really, really like. Because the Three of Swords represents, well, swords represents air, so that's your energy. And the Three of Swords, which is a big part of life, as much as love and happiness and joy and gratitude and grace and all the beautiful things of life, it's about, you know, heartbreak, it's about loss, it's about discouragement or conversations that really didn't feel good, and they left you feeling emotionally affected by it. And, you know, they say that air elements are quite detached, and that's true in a lot of ways. But we also obviously have great potential for love and emotion. We just try to separate that, you know, during the day, during our work, so we don't get disrupted or disturbed. And we have that capability, whereas a water sign, it's all emotion, you know, it's just what it is. So I love that it's reverse. It means that what's happened and what's been hurting you, or what has been lost, is definitely a thing of the past, and it's not gripping you. It's not having as much influence. You're really, truly working through this. This is the other thing that Mercury retrogrades, and planets in general that are retrograde, with the introspection aspect of it, the feminine aspect of it, the intuition that we have, the ability to feel. Now, we did recently have a beautiful full moon in Pisces. This is one of the most healing, sensitive, psychic, intuitive, creative moons that you have the entire year. And that was what was brought to us just before Libra season. So it's just absolutely beautiful. Was it just before or was it after? I apologize. I think it was just before. Forgive me. I'm even forgetting the date right now. It's a Mercury retrograde situation for me. I'm being honest. But we did have it, and it affected all of us, and it can affect us through, you know, the mid part of October. But it was a beautiful one, and it definitely had emotion. So it helped us to be in touch with that part of us. And it seems as though you've been in touch and you're working through it, so that once again, you can rise above and fully immerse yourself in the positive aspects of life, which are everywhere. And I love this card because, yes, it does show the color changing of the leaves and the fall atmosphere. And once again, you know, with every season, we have the changing of ourselves. You know, we acclimate to it and think, oh yeah, it's that time again. Well, I noticed it right away, and I know a lot of people do. It's a little later in the morning when it gets light, and it's like, oh, I'm tired earlier, and it does affect our systems. This is a beautiful way to start October, though, with the retrograde or not, okay? You're feeling in control. You're feeling like you're definitely willing to let go of things that have not made you feel your highest, made you feel your happiest, obviously. And I want to say in control, because we're always in control of our feelings, really. And maybe you felt way more vulnerable than you had wanted to. And now you're thinking, okay, I want the balance in that as well. So I like that a lot, Gemini. And the second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. So you've already set your sights in knowing that, okay, I've had a loss, I don't know what it is, and I will never diminish it. I've had many myself in this past year or so. And they can stay and be with us for years, but it does allow us to accept them more and once again move on, which is exactly what this energy is saying. And so the second category, possible blessings or obstacles, you have the Two of Cups. Oh, wow. wow. I mean, it's so perfect in a way. It's the fact that you had let go of hurt and heartache. You know, I mean, the depiction in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is a heart with 3 swords in it. But they're in it because it's already happened, it's already occurred, it's already a situation that's happened. And it hurt deep. But then from then on, you're able to heal, as I said. And the reality is this is the 2 of Cups. It is the most beautiful representation of partnership, of emotion, of love, of contentment and fulfillment. And just, you know, just feeling very, very fulfilled. And not at all like the 3 of Swords, but as I said, when it's in reverse, you've already pretty much accepted and have healed very well so far and continue to. Nothing better or no better way to heal than being with people you absolutely love and you feel that reciprocated back to you. That's what this represents. The Cups are the water sign. They are, as I said, they are all emotion and all sensitivity and great capabilities of intuition and understanding just how strong we are and how we create our life and our relationships on a continuous basis. It's such, I'm constantly looking at this deck because there's so much to see. And it looks as though there's skeletons, you know, that are right in front that have been of the past, you know, previous relationships, similar to the obvious, you know, 3 of Hearts that are 3 of Swords that have affected and corrupted certain situations, but are no longer being allowed to do so. You've got the bird that represents messages and new information that's uplifting, and it's love. It's just pure, unadulterated love. So that is absolutely a blessing. I would absolutely say the only obstacle I would imagine is if, yes, you're still feeling much better, definitely healing, but there's some of the mind still doing, which air signs do. We keep a lot of stuff in our mind and it becomes a loop. You want to work on that. You want to meditate that out and ask for that healing, you know, bring it back, purge that. This is exactly the time, the healing energy of the full moon and also the whole, basically, you know, season of Virgo, and another extremely healing energy for all of us. And, you know, there is a grounded kind of feeling that comes through with Virgo, always the desire to really feel stable and secure and plant your feet and just plant the seeds and make sure that you believe with every cell of your body that what you plant is going to come out and you'll reap the rewards and you'll just be patient and you'll wait for that. And it just so happens when I'm recording this, we do have the moon that went into Taurus, very much the earth, right? An earth sign itself. So, and money and ruled by Venus. So there's a very interesting kind of serendipitous kind of synchronicity happening here. But yeah, making sure it's a long-term kind of relationship or partnership, not settling for anything else. And healing the things that need to be healed is very, very prominently coming through. The third category is that of finances. It is an energy. And it does have to do with money, absolutely. And currency is an absolute part of the law of attraction and everyday life that we need. And it's perfectly okay to want it and ask for as much as possible because there's an unlimited supply, which is something that a lot of us think, man, come on now. And I know. I had that thought process before. We're like, oh, I only have this and I'm counting. And I'm always counting and always knowing exactly what my money is and everything. And then you let that go. And you say, okay, I choose to believe this way and that I will do my best. I will not work too hard, keep that balance. And I know that the continuous, you know, divine intervention that's constantly happening, co-creation that's constantly happening is always working for me and has better ideas than I could imagine at times. And I'm allowing that in. I'm surrendering that, you know? And I believe and I trust in the process. And just the most incredible stuff comes through. It's hard to even, you know, even imagine at times. But we do that. We are magic. We are the creators. We help that co-creation along. So for you, I want to see what your mindset is perhaps, but also what's going on with your finances. First half of the month. Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay, so the cups are the emotion again. And this is, once again, water. Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancers. There might be a good amount of water in your particular chart. And Cancer's right next to you on the zodiac. So you're always kind of feeling that energy. Very different, you know, water and how they absorb and how they, you know, react and see life versus air with the mind. But the two together is the most powerful, beautiful, one of the most powerful, beautiful, unified things we can do, that balance. Ten of Cups is the ultimate. It's the ultimate in expression and creativity and emotion. Filling your cups, love, family, joyous, you know, beautiful, imaginative, you know, the world's your oyster kind of beautiful thing. And that has to do with your finances. So how much do you want to fill your cups? What are you doing? What are you inspired to do? What is your mind, that beautiful Gemini mind, just churning and thinking, okay, this is what's going on, and this is what's going to happen, and this is who it's going to happen with, and I'm going to have this partner and this partner, we're going to talk, we're going to share this, we're going to go online, we're going to, you know, start on YouTube channel. I don't know. I mean, the list is endless, but the 10 is phenomenal. The 10 is phenomenal, and it tells me it's even more than finances. A lot of times it's absolute, pure, genuine love and just fulfillment of your life and who you are. Love of self is very evident with this, and you got it all with this, pretty much. Look at this beautiful, beautiful card. It shows two birds once again, and some very, very happy, fortunate times with once again, romance partner, somebody that means a great deal to you. I like it. I like it a lot for you. The final category is surprises and wishes. Surprises come in all different packages. Surprises can be unexpected and also unwanted, but your wishes are what you can continue to bring into your life, as I said. And I'd like to see where you're at this point and what's going on with you, beautiful Gemini, and your relationships, and what Spirit wants to share with you. And you have the King of Swords. Wow. Okay. It is the sword. I'm double checking because sometimes the sword and the wand are very comparable. Almost going with the wand though, I'm not going to lie. Let me double check one thing for you as I'm doing this because there's such a slight difference. That is a wand. It is a sword. Okay. King of Swords, there you are. Doesn't matter that it's a male or female. It's either gender. It is it's definitely masculine energy, which I said air is. It is this, honestly, the mature, the straightforward, the very, very intelligent, the very wise, the very fair-minded, diplomatic, caring, straightforward conversation kind of energy coming through. Not somebody that's gonna, you know, mince words. They're gonna say exactly what they're feeling, and they're gonna say it because they want you to know the truth. They strive for truth and justice and fairness. It could have to do with a judge or a courtroom situation, or doctor, somebody of authority, somebody in a position of power that is definitely there to help you, wants to help you, has been helping you. You may not have surprised, you may be incredibly surprised that this particular person, all of a sudden, whom you may have known for years, is just like right there in your corner, like, this is what I want to do for you. This is because of what I've seen of you. This is because you, when you didn't know, I've been watching and admiring and appreciating you. And now I'm going to give you back what you deserve. This is absolute, once again, maturity, okay? And it is, I think it's a positive omen for you because it is your fellow air sign, whether it's Aquarius, Libra, or fellow Gemini. Working together in tandem, working and feeling very, very close, very, very connected, you know, very harmonious. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you start with the Three of Swords reverse, which is beautiful, as I said, healing, relieving, purging, removing. And then you go to the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the King of Swords. I mean, wow. And the mind and the ideas and maybe writing endeavors, or, you know, something offered to you in that way because you're so incredibly talented and clever with your words that you have this opportunity and you're going to go for it. You're absolutely going to go for it. I would say that perhaps after the retrograde, it could come anytime, no doubt. And that new moon, obviously, or the full moon, forgive me, culminating and putting a little spotlight on something that needed to be seen and something you're very, very invested in, perhaps, you know, certainly relationships or whatever it is. And then we have the new moon in Libra, the Swords, on the 6th, your sign as well, you know, the air again, to start this new venture, this new transformation. As far as contracts and everything, they always say if you can hold off till the, you know, retrograde Mercury goes forward, which will be the 18th of October. Or just review it really well and just go over it. And if you have to sign something, just know there'll maybe changes, but it's not the end of the world. People do it all the time. People have to move, people have to do things and sign contracts, but just putting it out there. That new moon coming around the corner here is going to be very, very decisive and very, very powerfully important. That's a surprise or a wish coming your way. So absolutely love this reading. I'm going to keep them shorter. I keep saying that. Never really happens. I'm going to finish with your 2 oracles that I absolutely love because they are there to guide us and inspire us and remind us of things we actually know. And this is the Starseed oracle deck that I absolutely love. It's upside down, so I'm going to do this. And this is for you specifically, the message coming through. And hopefully you'll resonate, like I said. And sometimes, you know, it takes a while, or sometimes you don't. I mean, it's just the reality of spirit, you know. Well, we'll see what it is. Okay. Called. Woo! Soul gifts and training. It's time to set up. Come on now. That's pretty accurate, I would say, for the setup in this reading and the time and the synchronicity involved here. Well, there's a door, there's a vortex, you know, you can see it as you will, but you're walking towards it and you know it's time, and you know with everything you are intuitively, and you have great intuition right now. And a lot of Libras do as well. So that's another powerful part of the energies coming through for the Libra season. And it doesn't stop with Scorpio season, which is following Libra season, trust me, and more signs are going into Scorpio too. And that's the depth of our deepest intuition and you know, self and transformation that definitely has to come through in all of our lives on a regular basis. Let me read to you what it says specifically. I am so grateful to get this card for you though. Called. Okay, so that's where to go here. It's in alphabetical order. You came to Earth with a double mission, to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. How perfect as a Gemini, the double mission, the duality sign, right? The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what is that your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. Depends on where you are in your life, right? And it's a constant, and I love it. And I love that about life. And I love that about you, because the mutable part of you wants to continue to grow and expand. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, which apparently you are, a passion or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way, and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling unprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap, and consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. I love that feeling. I love that way of seeing it and perceiving it, because that's so true as well. It's just another layer. you know, and then everything we do that's new, we're like, oh, it's going to be a little funky at first, and then it just starts to become actually who we are again, because it's been who we are, perhaps. Absolutely love it. I'm going to finish with your super attractor manifestation message and send you on your way. But I'm really glad that you stopped in today, and I would love it if you could definitely support me by pushing the like and subscribe and share buttons, and, you know, keeping this channel going for me so that I can continue to bring the messages to you and do what I love so very much in between work and such, whenever I possibly can, okay? And remember, the subscribe is not any kind, you won't get a bunch of emails or anything, I promise, and you don't have to pay anything, which is even better. It's like following, and I appreciate it very much. So your last message, which is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, which is all about manifesting and creating the life we want. Everything, you know, but the most important, one of the most important ingredients, you know, it's like a pie, you got to have all the ingredients, is to push forward the emotional part. And you've got it in you even as an air sign, and that's been very clear in this. You have a couple of water signs that have come out that are like, yeah, you're extremely caring and emotionally, you know, you kind of hide it sometimes. So your final message is, I love this so much, and I love how it looks, and it reminds me of fall as well. Bear with me 1 second. I'm drinking my water with the beautiful chlorophyll. So amazing. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. Any moment, anytime you want, you can do that. Say it over and over and over again, and it instantly and automatically happens. It's just a part of our energy. We're all energy, and it's phenomenal, and so are you. And I want to thank you again for stopping in. I know you got things to do and places to go, but I'll be back for you. So, for the mid-month readings. So until then, take extremely good care. Immerse yourself in the things that matter, and yeah, I'll be back. Thanks so much. Bye-bye for now.